Hi, today I'd like to show you guys how to bulk upload your US sales tax rates to your WooCommerce store. A few things I'm going to go over is first, where to find the plugin that will make this process go a lot smoother. Second is how to delete anything you may currently have in your WooCommerce tax rate tables, as previous methods may have not worked out and you now need to clear them out so that you can try again with this new method. And then third, how to upload them correctly as quickly as possible. From here, I'm going to show you where to find your tax rate tables. You go to WooCommerce, and go to Settings, and you go to Tax, and you'll go to Standard Rates. Let me know if you guys would like me to go over the details of how to set up your sales tax rates as far as your standard rates and any other reduced rates that there may be. If this is the first time you had seen this screen, you'll have an entry here already likely, and it'd be formatted the way that it would like you to have them in. I'll go ahead and show you how to do it manually if you were to just do a few areas, or if you wanted to do a single tax rate for a few areas. Here, you'll enter your country code, and your state code, and the zip code. You can choose to leave the zip code out if you were wanting to charge the same sales tax rate for the entire state area. But if you were to drill down and go into specifics on what you wanted to have be charged through your site based on the zip code, then you'll want to enter the zip code here. You could go ahead and enter the city, and you would do that here. But if you're entering the zip code, there really isn't too much need to also enter the city. On your tax rate, and just for example, this may not be the correct one for this zip code, but for an example, you'll enter it in as a percentage. And if this was a decimal, it would be 0.0745. For the tax name, this is what is displayed next to your calculated sales tax amount in your checkout screen. And it would be either tax or sales tax or anything else that might work for you. You can choose to set the priority to 1 and choose whether you're going to charge tax on shipping for this area or not. Usually for some areas, in some cities or states, the rule is if this shipping is listed separately from the sale amount, then you won't need to charge sales tax. In some states, you are still going to be required to charge on shipping. If you'd like more information on that, just message me in the comments and let me know. And from here, as soon as you get all of your tax rates in manually that you're going to want for the area, you'll just save changes. And it will calculate for your store. As long as you have your product set to as a taxable item and have the tax class be standard rates. But here, we're not going to need this entry right now, so I'm going to remove it. And I'm going to show you guys how to download the plugin that you're going to use to upload everything. You'll go to Add New Plugin. From here, we're actually going to upload a plugin through a zip file format. But to get that zip file, we're going to search tax rate upload and go to pnw-design.com. I'm going to have all the URLs to these different sites in the description to make things a little bit easier. So I'll have these linked below. We'll go to WooCommerce, tax rate upload. And this is the plugin you're going to be using today. And it's a free plugin, which is nice because it is sufficient for what we need it for. You'll add it to cart. And from here, you will proceed to checkout. Enter your billing details. And since this is and click continue and place order. You'll click your tax rate upload zip file and it'll download it from there. You'll keep it in this zip file format. And from here, go to upload plugin and choose your file. Go to tax rate upload. And install now. We see that the plugin was installed successfully, and we're going to activate the plugin. You see that it has put it in your installed plugins list as a tax rate upload. Go to your settings, tax rate upload. And from here, this is where you're going to upload your tax rate tables. To find your tax rate tables, you'll go to taxrates.com. This is a site where these tax rates for the different states are updated monthly. If you are needing to update these monthly, then this is going to be the easiest place to find them at. You'll go to Resources and U.S. Sales Tax Rate Tables. Now you can go ahead and click through all of these and download all of them. Or if you're only going to be operating your business in this one or two states or just one state, just click one and then continue. Once you have entered your information and finished the process of entering the information for the site, it requires stuff like your name, your business name, your business email, and your number. And once you have that all entered and get it downloaded, we'll shoot it to the downloads folder as a zip file. I had already gone through this process, and I had already taken this tax rate file out of the zip file. Usually it comes in as a zip file similar to this, but you'll literally just open it up, cut, and paste it back into this original downloads file, and you can delete the original zip file from there. The reason why we want to take it out, because two of the methods or two of the programs we're going to use later on are able to see it when it's in this format and won't be able to see it as a zip file. We'll go back here, and what I've seen in some videos on this step is that they will literally open up lots and lots of tabs of these and upload these individually. And that works, as you may need to specify different tax collection rules for the different states. Like I mentioned earlier, some states require that you charge tax on shipping either way, whether it's stated separately or not. But what I'm going to do here in this video is I'm going to merge these files and then upload them all together. From here, we'll go to merge-csv.com, and we'll select our files. You see here, it doesn't see any of the zip files that are in the downloads folder, and that's why we wanted to take it out. We'll just select all of these, open, once all of those are uploaded to this program, we're going to check to make sure that this is checked, and we do want to keep our headers only on the first file. Otherwise, it will include the headers on each individual upload. So we'll make sure that's checked, and we'll merge our CSV file. It was created real quickly, and we'll go to download it. Don't worry about anything to do with here. We'll close this folder or that pop-up, and we see it had shot it to our downloads file. From here, you do want to open it. I think that pop-up would have been asking if I wanted to convert it. Don't worry about converting anything, but you do want to delete these top rows to prevent the plugin from having any issues with it. And just save your folder from there, or file. We see it was saved directly back to the downloads folder again. And I'll hurry and show you. You see that as you scroll down that it has indeed combined and merged all of our CSV files for the thousands and thousands of entries that are here. We'll exit, go back to our tax rate upload, and choose the file. Now from here, this is about where I've seen other methods kind of end. They just upload it directly from at this point. But what I found is without editing this merge CSV file in any way, it doesn't really pull it in the way I want it to. When I go back into my tax rate tables and my settings here, it doesn't format it the way that it's going to calculate taxes correctly. But I am going to go ahead and upload it the wrong way, that, the way that doesn't work for this business that I'm currently helping, so I can show you how to fix it from there. We see that our tax rates are added. We could go ahead and change our priority from here and decide whether we're going to charge tax on shipping or not and set the tax name. But we're going to wait, as we're going to need to clear it out anyways, and I'll show you why, to show you how it didn't really pull it in correctly. I've seen questions on this specific issue on other videos. People are asking why it's showing 0 tax rates on some of the line items. And I'll show you here now why it's doing that. We see that it did put the country code like we wanted, and it put this in on its own. If this wasn't something that was automatically included in that CSV file, it put the state code and it put the postal code. Again, we don't really need to worry about the city as long as we have the zip, if we are wanting to be specific on sales tax rate for the zip. But we see here that it hasn't pulled in tax rates for this column, at least for this page. We'll see in the future page that I'll pull up real quick that it has pulled in tax rates, but not the ones we wanted. We see the tax name, which should be sales tax or something similar to that. We see that it pulled in the cities that were tagged to the zip codes. And this is another issue that kind of comes in. We don't really want it pulling in cities. We want the tax name to be sales tax in this situation. And I'll show you for a specific zip code on what it should be. We'll go to 366. And we see for 84123, it pulls in 4.8499%. And I'll show you what tab that is coming from, or what column. We're going to look for 84123. And we see that it had pulled in this tax rate here. For the product, for the specific product I'm selling, I am going to want this 0.0745. And this kind of gives you, this 0.0745 is the estimated combined rate. And this kind of gives you a hint on how to format this table from here in a way that it will pull in correctly. And to be real careful, because I'm going to be real careful here, because literally I'm just going to move the column over. But to make sure that it stays lined up like it needs to, where we'll mark and note that for 82212, the tax rate should be 0.0525. Yes, we're going to replace the data already here. And we see for 82212, it is 0.0525. And I'll even pull up that Utah zip code 84123. And it's 0.0745. We saw that it was pulling in the previous tax rates in this column. And that's kind of a hint on how this plugin is wanting it formatted. We don't really need these rows or these columns, so we're going to delete them. We are going to go ahead and delete these cities, since as long as we have our state and our zip and our tax rates, we aren't going to need the cities in this situation anyways, as it's going to calculate the tax rates based on the zip code anyways within the checkout page for the customer. We're not going to worry about adjusting the column size. We're not going to worry about formatting this as a percentage, as it will pull it in the way it needs to, like we saw before, as a percentage, even though it's still as a decimal format. We'll save this file, exit. And we see here we still have these 40,000 some odd items still in here that we need to take out, since the previous method we have tried didn't do it the right way. And I understand that other methods people may have tried pulled it in incorrectly, or they're just needing to figure out how to format their table to have it pull in correctly, but had it messed up and now need to clear out this current selection. From here, to clear all these out all at once, so we don't have to click on these individually and delete them individually, we're going to go to WooCommerce, Status, Tools, we're going to scroll down to where we see Delete WooCommerce Tax Rates. Note, you do want to be careful. You want to be sure that you do want to delete all of your tax rates before you use this option, because it will take them all out and it cannot be reversed. So I'm going to click delete the tax rates. Yes. And we see that tax rates have successfully been deleted. From here, we'll go back to our plugin. Of course, with this video and for the methods I'm showing you, you don't have to go through the steps of uploading it incorrectly. You can just watch through this video and just go straight to the method of doing it the right way. I know this video is a little bit long, but if you are doing this every month and having to upload these every month to keep updated on your site, then you'll get this down to 10 minutes or less, which is a whole lot nicer than trying to enter these individually. But you'll go to choose your file again, merge CSV file that we have here and saved in the format that we wanted, since we changed the layout and moved the tax rate column over like we wanted. We're going to select it, open, and add the tax rates. We see our tax rates have been added again. We're going to go ahead and change our priority to 1. And this will change it for all of the line items in our tax rate tables all at once. In this situation, just to kind of show how to do it in the video, I am going to go ahead and select no on charge tax on shipping. If you need it different for a specific area or state, then you'll be able to do that individually in the settings or in the tax once you get back to that screen. But for this video, I'm going to just click no and submit it. And for the name that displays next to the calculated sales tax in the checkout, I'm going to have sales tax. I'm going to update my tax name. And this does it for every item in the list. We know that the mess up that we had uploaded earlier had been cleared out before we tried uploading it again. Because if it had not been cleared out and if we tried uploading it again for the same zip codes and they were still in that tax rate table, this screen will likely to have errored out. One thing I do want to note that I found with this plugin, if you try to choose a file and upload anything that with the file name that has odd characters in it, like maybe the ampersand or some odd like that, it may error out, but just choose a format similar to this, and you should be okay. We see that it has downloaded all of our zip codes and the tax rates tied to these zip codes. I know it doesn't quite show it all here in this screen, but they are all there. We'll go back to WooCommerce, settings, tax, and standard rates. Again, if you had along the lines of setting up your sales tax, had set it up to where you also have reduced rates, you'll have a separate tab from the standard rates that will have a separate table than the one like this. If you guys want a video explaining how to set up your sales tax specifically on the different types of rates, then let me know in the comments below. Okay, we see here that it has pulled in our country code automatically on its own, because this isn't a line that was in the upload that we put in, and it's pulled in the correct state code, our zip. We don't need the city, so we're going to leave that like that. And for the tax rate percent column, we see that this time it has, on this first page anyways, it had pulled in different tax rates. We have it labeled, our tax name labeled as sales tax, our priority to 1, and in this situation, we haven't marked with these zip codes as charging tax on shipping. I'm going to jump to where we will see that specific zip code we were following to make sure things have come in correctly. For our 84123 zip code that we're following, I'm going to need to jump forward one more page. And we see here, when we scroll back down to 84123, Now we have pulled in the 7.45% sales tax rate that we were wanting. All right, so this is how we bulk upload our US sales tax rates to our tax rate table in our WooCommerce store. If you guys have any questions on specific things you've seen in the video, then let me know through the comments, and I'll see you guys another time. Thank you.